I am going to work on finishing up this glue book. If I remember right, I have some pages to finish in here, but not a lot. So hopefully I can finish it up tonight and call this done. So I wanted to do more here. I want to put an image here. I have my cut images over to the right hand side of my chair. Ooh, but look, here's another globe. Oh. Can we have two worlds on one page? How about a world over here? This is a shoe, but I kind of like the idea of putting that globe on there. See, I like this blue square up here, and I like the white grid lines because to me it almost mimics the longitude and latitude of the globe. So I want something to put here. I really do kind of like this, but I don't want it to wipe out the entire longitude and latitude going on there. Kind of traveling. Let's see. I like these two fellows. Traveling. Ooh, I kind of like that boat. And these, I could fussy cut that boat out and put it right in here. I think I'm going to go with that. These are really neat images, and I'm going to save that globe out. What am I going to do with this horse? I really do not like that page. I don't know why. So now I have to think, maybe these sunflowers. See, this one just doesn't appeal to me either. There's no end to how much good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit. I don't mind that, but this, just for some reason, I'm really wanting to do some reverse collage. to do with this page. Preserving your way of life. I have the fox. This is a flip of my finished glue book. I finished it. Yay, it's finished. I do need to wax the pages, but I just finished it in my video session tonight. So this is the cover. The cover's made out of a dish towel, tea towel that I got at Walmart. It had writing on it, and it had animals on the back. I chopped the head of the cow off, so when I was looking through my images, I found another cow with a pink head, so I gave him a head back again, but it's pink. The closure is a belt off of a pair of blue jeans. I left the little belt pieces here. I just thought, well, that's kind of fun. I attached it with a blanket stitch around the edge so that it wraps around, and button here, just like that when it's closed. Really fun doing this. Open it up to the first page. I have a showstopper page on the facing page. Believe me, I've redid this page from what it was first, but I do love this big sunflower. And this was a dinner plate. All these images came together from different sources. A showstopper. This was a fun page. This was written by a survivor. Her name is Heather, of the Columbine shootings. And this is just a really neat letter she wrote several years after the shooting. And she addresses it to Dear World. I found that in a magazine, and I said that just has to go in here. Cats, looking at a bird cage where the birds have flown out, and there's butterflies on there, and it says, inside every cat lives the spirit of the wild. I have some washi tape that I created with my fine line paint applicator over here. Images just came from calendars and inside of magazines. This is a blue denim page. But after you get all the images glued on there, it's very strong. Just images, color me happy. This was an advertisement. I believe I cut this out of a history book. Daisy cures splitting headaches in a few moments. I'm sure that was a medicine that they were selling back there, a tonic. This page is my wax paper page. I call it my weathered wood page. It's paint on wax paper, and I found these wonderful, wonderful costume dresses. Aren't these beautiful? Showing period dresses at the time. I'm sure I got this out of the history book. Kids came out of National Geographic. The baby didn't. I got him probably off of an advertisement. The background is a calendar page with a crown. I call this my Little Prince page. Love that page. I like how these pages came together. This page, yeah, I just finished it. Some boating excursion here. Looks like it's the 1920s. I have a globe here. This is more of a travel type page. Get that out of the way. And I redid this. I'm much happier with it. I have the globe, a matching globe over here, some text. I'm sure this was a journaling spot, an encouragement spot out of one of the magazines. And there's a vintage woman there, and a little saying off of a card says, "When I think about the people in my life, you're definitely one of my favorites." I like how this came out in the end, this entire page. I wasn't happy with it, and I went back in, and it just kept working with it. These are some of my most favorite pages because I love the splashes of simple color on the black background. I did have to go in and mend it tonight. It was starting to rip, and I just put a piece of black printed text page in the center to mend it. But these are some of my favorite pages. This was my horse page that I did not like at all, so I glued sunflowers in the background and put a butterfly on it and two vintage ladies in costume. Much happier with it. Much, much happier with it. Home cooked goodness. This page just kind of grew together. There's a little grandma with making pies, and I'm sure that's her grandson wanting a bite. There's a library card. This was a card that was sent to me. It's got a note to me in it, and I used a scrap of painty paper as a closure. I really am happy with how it's holding that page close. It says sweetness runs in the, and then the background is family. Kind of coordinates with the pie going on over here. This page is a really busy page. I call it my busy page because I was playing around. This was one of my first pages, and I just kind of was putting things down there, but I do like the busyness of it. I may come back in and frame it with black because I've been doing that on these pages. I feel like it may need to be framed in black here. I may come back and do that. This is my Paris page. I love this. Searching for whatever you're searching for, common sense says, don't go away, get away. Paris is the place for you. And all these phrases came from different things. It's kind of like magazine poetry that you put together. Because I'm sure whatever you're searching for did not go with the common sense says originally. I put them together. Ransom art. But I do like this. I love this page. This was another collage page that I just kept working on till it felt right to me. There's a lot down on these pages. This is a candy wrapper in the background, a clock. I drew some vines with my marker in the background. You could spend a lifetime rereading great articles, and then this is a lady reading a book. I don't know if you can tell that, but she's reading a book. More sketching over there. This is my rabbit pattern page. I did a rabbit in blue overalls for my 2017 composite art journal for one of the prompts. And I had some stars patterns left over from another page, and I just put them together because I didn't want to lose the pattern pieces. A little tip in here. I call this my ear with a hat page. Life's an adventure. I have a face here that's also wearing a hat to go with this one. It's one of my favorite pages. I have Thomas Jefferson as a strong silent type, just like you. But this pen belonged to Lyndon B. Johnson. I gave it to Thomas Jefferson, and this is Rembrandt, and I figured because Jefferson had Lyndon's ink pen, I had to give Rembrandt a paintbrush. So I did. I'm sure that's a That's not a Norman Rockwell painting, but it's very similar to it in the style of Norman Rockwell. In the style of Norman Rockwell painting here, two little girls standing on the roof of a house, Saturday Evening Post. Little girl in a shopping cart, so I gave her an ice cream cone. One of my favorite pages here, this young Amish girl and a little baby with being protected by her companion dog there. One big promise, and then you flip it. This was one of Thomas Jefferson's slaves, and that picture just caught my attention. It wasn't till later I realized that she was holding a young boy there. So I really do like that picture. I really do like this entire layout. It's one of my favorites. This is a Nebraska coach, but I love the sky's the limit because I'm sure that the Big Ten champions felt the same way. Some flowers, just having fun with the wax paper background. I really like this page. This little gal was reaching for fireflies at dusk, and I felt like my wax paper mimicked the dusk and the kind of the stars in the background. And the quote says, "This is what unforgettable memories are made out of." Relentlessly authentic. This was a pattern off of a challenge from a copy of an image that Cindy Signs-Utter sent. It was a video hop challenge, and I cut up the copy, and I didn't want to throw away the pieces that I was using. I made patterns off of them, and so I put them in here. It says, my longtime goal is to live forever. But I want to point out she's got her fingers in her ears, like she doesn't want to hear that. I really do like this page. This is a calendar page. It's Paris, and it had a balloon that said Bon Voyage. And I found another page with a man looking up at the stars. I really felt like that went together. And this was a napkin of a bird. I just felt like these pages went together. I love this page. Because I had this spot on it. It says, I call it my great escape. And I didn't know what it was. I mean, that little journal spot was right in the middle of the page before I put these images on it. And then I found all these vintage cars with with people in it. And this really cool cars. And then if you look here, this is a police car. And it's just like they're escaping from the police. This was a jelly print of the initial M. I was playing with the jelly plate. I don't do much jelly printing, and I wanted to see how a letter would print out. And so I did my initial M. I really like that. This one I finished tonight. I'm really a lot happier with it. It had two little boys in front of a barn, but I really like this one a lot better. Top spot, and this, of course, is a spotted animal, cat of some sort, a jaguar, a cougar, or I don't know what, but it's spotted. And so I put top spot, and the quote said, there's no end to how much good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit. And I see that gets the credit coordinating to top spot, coordinating to the spots of the animal. Found some washi tape with the spots on it over here, and the porthole is just there. Money back guarantee. I really do like storefronts, vintage photos with storefronts, and so I put those down. This was an advertisement with a looks like a mailman, I think, here, and this was a circus poster. I don't know, they just fit. They just fit on this. It almost looks like a photo album in a way. I like this page. This was an advertisement in a magazine. I don't know if it was perfume or water conditioner or what. Pure water, I'm not sure what it was. But I like these ladies in their swirling gowns. This is dictionary page here. This is a page of stamps. I tried to keep this page untouched. I just like it as it is. You open it up and you find some flaky folk. I really love these big images. I really do like these. flip the page. I call this my Baby Rushmore page. This is Mount Rushmore in the background. And I found this little baby sleeping and I'm going, wow, he almost looks like he could be a part of Mount Rushmore there. So I put him there. I need some more little babies here, but I just did not find what I wanted, so this is just my Baby Rushmore page. These are some more of those costumes on the other side of this weathered wood painty wax paper page. I do like these. I feel like they just speak for themselves. And this page I finished tonight. It says make your own rules, preserving your way of life. I put a fox there and a bee and a flower and a couple dancing and some jelly preserves. So preserving your own way of life, make your own rules. I felt like this green border went with the green here. Just had some numbers. It was a contents page. I kind of like how that fell together. And this is toward the end. I wanted something more in this. This is a grocery sack. It had thank you printed on it. And I feel like I'm getting toward the end, so I'm just going to do a thank you page. And there's a bouquet. This is another page. It was just flowers. And I had done some writing of how my day was going that day. This is more of a diary page. And I put some flowers on there and a candle and a picture. And it's just more of a shabby chic diary page. And this is the last two pages. This heart. How wonderful that no one need wait a single moment to improve the world. How cool is that? And of course this is a calendar page in the background with the peacock. I think I had to I think this peacock is a repair, because I think I chopped the head off of the original peacock. And so I think I found another peacock and put on there. And I put this page here simply because it coordinates with the blue on here. I'm sure this is from a, looks like it might be from a like Culligan water or something like that, but it's got all those numbers in that raindrop. And in the background is wax paper with paint and on it. And then I put some, I'm sure this is the ink. And it coordinates with the seashore scene. I really like how that came together. That's my last page, except for the back of the journal, which has the cow that I reheaded. I beheaded him and then I reheaded him. So I laugh at this all the time because he's got a pink head now. So that's the end of my glue book. It's all finished. I have 2 completed glue books in my stash now, on my completed shelf. I have a couple that I've started but haven't finished. I'll be working on those. But this one, I can call it done. I'm really happy with it. I'm happy how it came out. These are so fun to do. I will see you on the next page.